You guys have heard from my CPAs, you've heard from my legal team, you've heard from my mentors, you've heard from my students, and our last panel of the day are my executive students. I have two programs. I have my regular program. You've heard from some of those students today. And we're going to bring my executive students. This is my one-on-one coaching that I do offer. And I want to bring, and both of them happen to be doctors. And so I want to bring to the stage one of my students from the North Carolina market, North and South Carolina, Dr. Mildred Carson. Come on up. We ain't got no music. We ain't got no music for the doctor. DJ, we ain't got no music? Okay. My other executive student, like I said, who's also a doctor, Dr. Sylvia Perry. Come on up. Favorite doctors, the physician panel. Ladies, how are you guys doing?
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
I'm glad you both could stop saving lives for a couple hours and come hang out with us. Dr. Mildred, where are you from and what kind of doctor are you?
I am originally from a little town called North, South Carolina, and I am a pediatrician.
All right. She loved the babies. Dr. Perry, you keep people from getting sick. What do you do?
So I am a pharmacist.
Where?
I have my own consulting company. It keeps me busy traveling throughout the state. And I couldn't give up on my patients that I started with, so I'll moonlight at CVS sometimes. At the same place I've been at since '08. So those are my people.
So, Dr. Mildred, you were already a real estate investor. You were already doing deals. I believe you started in 2009, correct? 2016, investing in real estate. I mean, you were already doing big stuff. Why would you need a mentor?
So everyone needs a mentor. You can always do better, no matter what you've been doing. You always make mistakes along the way. It could always be more efficient. There's always something to learn, as you've heard across the panels today. So there's always something to learn. So that's why I need a mentor. That's why everyone needs a mentor.
Okay. I mean, I agree, but okay. As we were preparing for this panel the other day, we were talking. So you joined Wealth Through Real Estate when?
April of 2023.
April of 2023. And since April of 2023, how many new deals have you done as a result of the strategies and stuff that you've learned?
19.
Woohoo!
Wait a minute. But you are already a real estate investor since 2016. What could I possibly teach you that would allow you to do 19 additional deals in 24 months?
So originally I just did single family. So I had a couple rentals and did a few flips. But I had not done hoteling. I had not done multifamily. I had not done anything commercial, to name a few.
So no mobile. Well, you're the queen. So in our program, we say she's the queen of mobile homes, right? So if y'all are in that North Carolina, South Carolina market, Dr. Mildred got it on lock. I mean, so as part of my executive coaching, we We meet weekly or daily or whatever it calls for when you're working on deals. And so she's always calling me, talking about, I got another mobile home. And I said, send me the picture, let me see it. And so what's the strategy? What are we going to do? She's like, I'll figure that out later. And so we'll raise the money, we'll find the money, we'll pull the money out of another asset, but we'll do that. So since you've joined the program, through some of the acquisitions and strategies that I teach, we've increased your monthly, listen to this, Cecilia and Brooke, we've increased your monthly cash flow, how much?
$2,600.
So that means mailbox money. That means that it just comes in the form of an ACH deposit or it comes in the form of a check. So that's over $31,000 a year additional income that comes repeatedly over and over and over. Right? And so as a result of her being and making some acquisitions in some rural areas, we were able to stumble on another business. What was that?
Land clearing.
Excavation. So she bought some, she went to she's very resourceful. She went to Facebook Marketplace, bought some tractors and some dump trucks and some bush hog, and said she don't know how to do none of this. She ain't doing this. She helping babies. And we turned around and her lead contractor, that's what he does. So we just partnered with him, and now that's another stream of income on top of the $2,600 a month. That part. We ain't even talked about the depreciation on the dump trucks and all that stuff. We ain't even got there yet. And so what this does for her, that's why I wanted to do a case study. It offsets her very, very high W-2 income as a doctor. We drastically are reducing that income to the point now where we're talking, okay, sis, I know you got a relationship with your CPA, but it's time to start looking at some wealth strategies and planning because your portfolio has gotten really, really complex in a good way. Also, as you guys hopefully saw today, all CPAs are not made the same. They're not. So in addition to that, Dr. Mildred had about $500,000 sitting dormant in retirement accounts at the hospitals that she worked at. So we moved that money into self-directed IRAs and redeployed it. So it took you about 20 years to amass that $500,000. We took that $500,000 and redeployed it into several assets around the country that she gets paid out on quarterly dividends right now. The exit strategy that we're looking at, and we're on track, actually a couple of them to exceed the numbers that we did in the pro forma. We're looking to 2x that money in 48 to 60 months. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. It took her 20 years to amass $500,000. We're on track to return her a little over $1 million back in about 5 years. Tax-free. So Dr. Sylvia, who's also in the one-on-one executive coaching program, her dad transitioned a couple of years ago and left some properties that were in really, really bad shape. Really, really bad shape. So when she joined the program, she was like, I don't know what to do with these. Dad left these properties. These properties are boarded up. I don't know. It's been years since people have lived in the properties. And I looked at him and I was like, are you kidding me? This looks like Taj Mahal to me. Because I knew what it could be.
Yeah.
There's no debt on them. Her and her brother just paying the taxes on them. And they're just sitting. Well, we're probably about a week away. A week from rehabbing one of them. We went in, we totally gutted it, took it down to the studs. New plumbing, new electrical, new HVAC, new roof. It's an old address, but everything's new. we're going to be able to command about $1,900 a month for that property. Now watch this. Teach you the game. She paid cash to rehab it. She paid 80 grand for us to rehab it. It's going to be worth 240. Is the appraisal I got. I ain't even told her yet.
Ain't told me nothing.
So let me show you. You remember how Vonda said, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat? So then we're going to go pull that cash back out on a DSCR loan, right? The debt that we're going to put on the asset will be paid off by somebody else. It will still cash flow. We're going to pull out probably about $130,000 of the 240. Give her $80,000 back, and then have seed money because Dad left a couple other properties. And do the same thing. Now watch this. If she ever decides to sell, I don't know why she would, but if she did, because we pulled money out and there's a balance, you don't pay taxes on money you borrow from yourself. So the capital gains is mitigated, predicated on the balance of the loan. That's the stuff that Vonda was talking about. These are the things that can help you take your finances to the next level. If she keeps, because Dad left a total of how many houses?
We got, I think, 3 houses and some land and something else.
Yeah. So watch this. So we do that on all 3 houses that have no debt. So let's just say for numbers that they're gonna be able to command rent of about $1,800 a month. No, let's do simple math. Let's say $1,500. So that's $4,500 a month, right? We still have taxes and insurance, so we're gonna back that out. So let's say his cash flows $3,000 a month net per property. That she has nothing in because we pulled all of her money back out. That's what you call a legacy play. She has nothing invested. The real $80,000 that she put in, we gave it back to her, plus $40,000, right? The debt is being serviced by the tenant, and it's still cash flowing. So all of her money's out. It's still cash flowing about $250 a month above the mortgage payment net. She's got all of her money out. She's redeployed her money into other stuff. She becomes a mini Dr. Mildred. All through real estate. And both of their salaries are upper 6 figures, are impacted in a positive way because of the real estate holdings. Guys, that's the power of real estate. And both of these young ladies are single.
Wait a minute, Tommy.
Look, it was so funny when attorney LD was talking about prenups. They both were I know that's right, girl. But guys, I want to show you the power of what's possible through real estate. I want to show you the power of what's possible. One thing that Dr. Mildred says all the time, every time she closes on a property, she calls me. Y'all heard that South Carolina drawl, right? I love it. She called me and said, Tommy, I'm broke again. I said, girl, you ain't broke. You highly leveraged. You're not broke. She was like, no, like my cash flow. I said, Mildred, you're not broke. I said, let's just go through the numbers. So we go through the numbers. Her debt since being in the program is what, Mildred?
600,000.
Yeah, that's South Carolina because that wouldn't be in Texas. 600 grand. But the assets that we've procured are worth what?
$1.5 million.
That part. So her portfolio through acquisition and construction costs is like 50 cents on the dollar, basically. her net worth in that 2 years when we did it has went up $1.5 million in real estate. Because I'm not going to say she got serious because she was already a beast. But that was from our stuff. The stuff that we're doing with Dr. Perry, the stuff that she was willing to overlook, the stuff that she was willing to think, Dad left it, but there's nothing that could be done with that. Those are going to be income producing assets for generations to come because they're basically a brand new house at this point. But guys, that's what I want you to see. What's possible in real estate for you. That's why we bring proof of concept. I don't get up here and talk theory. I don't tell you what I think we can do or what we should do. I hope you guys have seen today that we put on display what we are doing. And for those of you that are going tomorrow, you get to touch and feel what we're doing. Today we're showing you the why. Tomorrow on the bus tour, you'll see the how. You'll walk in the properties. You'll walk in the multifamily buildings that we own or that we're in the process of buying. You'll see the improvements that are being made. You'll see the before and after flips. You'll learn the strategies of how we acquire them. And that's what we teach. And this is my heart's desire for black and brown people. What's for anybody? I'm listening. So, at Wealth Through Real Estate, my vision for people is to have choices. See, my maternal grandparents, they died renters. They were pastors, they were believers. And they believed in something that eluded them their entire lives, which was home ownership. And if you follow me on social media, about 6 months ago, I had a closing.
2, 1, 2, check 2.
I had a closing. And at the closing, Cornell, I got very emotional. And so it was so funny. My title escrow officer, she was like, "Are you okay? Or are you upset with the numbers?" I was like, I wouldn't be crying if I was upset with the numbers, but that's not what it was. And what hit me was that my grandparents never got to do this. And I'm sitting here one generation removed, Chatoya. And this is my over 300th time. And they never got to do it once. But their grandson has done this over 300 times. And so that was really, really emotional because I can only imagine what my children's children will get to do that I was only able to dream about. But the foundation, like LaShawn talks about, will have been set through real estate. So I am so proud of you guys. I am so proud of everything that you're doing. One of the things in the organization that I do is I challenge you to learn how to tell your story. Because again, your story ain't, everything you've been through was never for you. It's for somebody else. So for the person that says, "Oh, I don't have the time," then I just say, so now in the group, the running joke is, Dr. Mildred got the time. Now, what's your schedule? What's your schedule at the hospital?
So I work 3 jobs, actually. So I have a job where I work about 14 days a month, and then I do traveling work on the side, which is probably 5 or 6 days a month, and these are 24-hour shifts. And then I'm also a medical director at a behavioral health agency on top of the real estate. So if I can find time, anybody can find time to do it. You just have to have the mindset, the want, and the desire to want more.
And what I love about both of these ladies, thank you with that, they both love what they do in medicine. They hate the politics of it. And real estate has given them an opportunity to shed those white coats. Now, think about it. They went to medical school. They studied a lot. They're way smarter than me. but we found a common something, real estate, that gives them an escape. The same way it did me, the same way it did some teachers that I have in my program, the same way it does for some of the mail carriers that I have in my program, some of the single people or new divorcees or the widows that are in my program. Real estate, that's why if you see the t-shirt I have, it says, regardless of the question, real estate is the answer. Regardless of the question, real estate is the answer. I have people in my program that make 7 figures. I have people in my program that make 6 figures. I have people in my program that make no figures. But whatever their need was, there's a lane of real estate that is the answer. Tax mitigation, real estate. Leave wealth, real estate. Create passive income, real estate. I hate what I do, want to do something different, real estate. That part. That part. So guys, oh, go ahead. You was going to say something?
Yes. I think the power of the person that you put to your left and your right is so important. Dr. Mildred and I met in another mentorship related to our careers. And I'm like, she's a pediatrician, I'm a pharmacist, what do we have in common? But we stuck it out as accountability partners. And I came here last year to support her. And the light bulb started going off. I've known Tommy since pre-pandemic. I said, well, Tommy, I got these houses. He said, I want to see them. I'm like, well, okay, ain't much to see, but let's go. And a year later, Dezette told me I would be on this stage, and I was like, girl, I don't do real estate. But here we are, a multifamily deal, and I'm getting these houses in order, and I'm starting to dream. So even if you're not ready, if you're here, you're ready. Tommy's got all the tools. I haven't picked out a tile,
Paint color.
a pipe, nothing. And my house gonna be ready next week. Y'all heard it. So, so I just want to thank you for using your gifts to be able to pour into both of us. Someone who is an avid, enjoys this, lives, breathes, and sleeps real estate, and someone like me who evicted somebody and said, "This is not my lane. How can I get rid of this?" And you've given it new life. So thank you.
Watch this. I was like, we're not selling legacy. We're not doing that. She's like, they're boarded up. I had a family member in there. I said, well, that's the first problem.
It wasn't family. It was
thought-
frat.
well,
It was frat.
Well, mom put them in there. Yeah. I said, that's the first problem. I said, we're going to put a management in place. We're going to make it make sense for you. Because there's different types of investors, passive and active. She's passive. Dr. Mildred is active. But guess what? They still can enjoy double-digit returns, regardless of which lane you do. Now, Dr. Perry may get infected with it and get the bug and want to get in these real estate streets with me. And if she does, that's okay. But if she just wants to continue to write a check and get a check, that's okay too. Because the returns that she's getting, we moved money for her that was sitting dormant. I said, girl, let's move that money. That money ain't making nobody no money but the people that's keeping it. So let's go redeploy it and put it to work for you. She's in her first multifamily deal. She's going to have 3 fully functionable rentals that are cash flowing by mid-2025. The other 2 will be ready. And she's going to be great. And she's going to, watch this. We're going to take that same 80 grand that she had. Was that all yours or you and your brothers together?
That was mine.
Okay, I ain't trying to send none back to him if I ain't his. So we're going to just rinse and repeat that same 80 grand. Dad left us 3 properties. They just got deferred maintenance. So watch this. We're going to take the same 80 that she had, and each one we're going to pull out an extra 40. Tax-free. So now she's got $120,000 seed money that cost her nothing. They still cash flow. We still got somebody else to pay down the debt. She's got 120 grand to now redeploy. Does that make sense? And it cost her nothing because Dad had already laid the foundation. We just used her 80 grand seed money. She was like, oh, I hate debt. I said, girl, stop. No. You hate bad debt. She's like, Tommy, I'll just pay cash. No, you won't. Because I can take that same amount of money, Marva, and I can multiply it and do more stuff with it. With the same 80 grand. So why would I allow her to give me 80 grand on 3 properties? That's 240,000 because she hates debt. Instead of taking the same 80 and recycle it and then give her the 80 back plus 40,000 off each property. That part. So now instead of being down 240, you up 120. And ain't no taxes due on it because you borrowed the money from yourself. Does anybody see how that works? And that is 100% legal. There ain't nothing shady about that. She's borrowing money. It's called forced appreciation. We took an asset that was probably in its current state was probably worth about 30 grand. Put 80 in it. Now it's worth 240. Where you do that at? And Rob is cash flowing about $300 a month. That's after we pay management. That's after we pay taxes. That's after we pay insurance. That's $300 a month in her pocket.
Thank you.
So guys, I would love the opportunity to have a dignified conversation with people that are ready to take the next step. For people that are willing to start their journey in real estate. I have 2 programs. My students that you saw on stage, that's a 9-month program. We meet every Thursday via Zoom at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for about an hour, hour and a half. We have quarterly in-person meetups. And then me or my coaches are involved when you get a property. That's a 9-month program. I teach you fix and flip. I teach you how to buy and hold. I teach you how to wholesale. I teach you creative finance. I teach you aspects of multifamily. I teach you how to do entity structures for your business. I gave you the game. The people that came up here will be the people you're talking to. These are the people that I use. You have the opportunity to meet with my tax people, my entity formation people. They will help you with that. That program is $97.50. It's a 9-month program, $9,750. My executive coaching is one-on-one. We really, really deep dive and we get granular in your situations. That is a 6-month program and it's $25,000. Those are the only 2 programs I offer. The executive coaching program, I only have the capacity to do 5 people at a time because of the time constraint. The group coaching, it's unlimited. Both of them, as you can see, are impactful. The proof of concept that I say is it works if you work it. If you don't, it won't. Whether it's a marriage, whether it's going deeper in your religious beliefs, or whether it's anything. I get calls all the time. People say stuff like, what is your success rate? I said 100. 100. 100. 100% of the people that do what I tell them to do make money. So it's 100. Now the people that make excuses, you got to talk to them about that. So I wanted to conclude today and say thank you for coming. This is a passion of mine. I want to see everybody make it that want to make it. For those of you that want to have a conversation about joining the program, I will be in the World Series room over here. Let me say this. I want to be gentle. If you're ready to join, come see me in the room. If you have more questions, or got to pray about it, or got to talk to your spouse, I get it. Either talk to my students, or talk to somebody you saw on one of these stages, and they can answer those questions. I think we've done a good job of giving you proof of concept that it works. For those of you that are attending day 2, we're going to leave from the hotel. We're going to start boarding the buses at 8:30. We're going to tour 2 of the multifamily properties, one that we currently own, one that we have under contract, and then we're going to go see 2 single-family fix and flips. And boy, I hope it's ready, because I'm stressed about one of them that's supposed to be on a tour tomorrow. I hadn't gotten any updates today. But I would love for you guys to come see it. Come see it. Come hang out with us tomorrow. All of that's it's only a half a day. We're going to give you the rest of your Saturday back. All of that's going to happen in about 4 hours. I hope you guys found value today. Okay, Benita wants me to talk about my book. So I have a book in the back. It's called The Fundamentals of Flipping. It gives you the 1,000-foot overview of flipping. Now, is that enough? If you read that book, is that enough to go flip a house? $10. You can flip after reading that book. You can. You can do it. But if you want to go far, fast, mentorship. Mentorship bridges the gap between your now and your not yet. So whether it's me or somebody else, find your tribe, get in a room like this, and grow. And grow. Are there any questions before we close out? Oh, we have the VIP reception next door. Well, I just talked about the book. I just talked about it. Yeah, it's in the back. $10. If you want me to sign it, 11. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Are there any questions before we conclude? Yep. No, I'm asking questions, and Dr. Mildred got a question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Join the program, guys. It will change your life. 18 months, 1.5 up. 18 months. That's all I've had, 18 months. I thought about if I would have had Tommy back in 2016, how much further along I would be. Don't wait, do it today.
Wow. Thank you for that. Yes, ma'am. Do we have a scholarship program? Yeah. It's only $97.50. You know why I say that? Because my contemporaries charge $30,000 in this market. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say something, that there's no shortcuts in business other than a mentorship. Y'all can go pay his book and pay $10. Y'all can Google all you want, but it's going to take you a hell of a long time. When you're struggling, you call him. You call Tanika, you call me, you call Shayla, and everybody puts their head together. If you want to go far, you're going to get a mentor. You want to lag it for months and a year and then throw in the towel because this sucks, this is hard, wants, because you don't have a mentor. You need a mentor, you need a community. That's why I packed my family and moved to California, or moved to Texas from California, because I didn't have the community. I had mentorships all over, but I didn't have Tommy. I didn't have Tanika. I didn't have Shayla. I didn't have Ashley. I didn't have Sally. These are all phenomenal people. Invest in yourself and you will make millions.
All right. Thank you, Brooke. Brooke be scaring people. That's why I don't let Brooke talk. But no, guys, if there's no questions, this concludes.